Rocks here at the Rock Fabrik in Ludwigsburg. Today with me is Amanda Somerville, which is here to celebrate the release of a new album, which he did together with Michael Kiske.
Right.
So Michael should be here today as well. So he had an accident. So what happened?
He did. Well, apparently he was making tea and his water boiler exploded. So, yeah, it's just a little old me.
So the metal and hard rock community just know you from your work with Avantasia and the backing vocals you did with Edguy and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So introduce yourself a bit to the audience. I mean, you're a singer-songwriter from America, but in the hard rock and metal scene, you're just known as a backing vocalist or a duet partner or something.
Well, it's kind of funny because I saw something on a website that was like, you know, something vote for your favorite female in metal and stuff, and they had like Sharon Donato within Temptation and all these people listed with the bands that they're in, and then it had Amanda Somerville, everything, you just don't know it. And it's true, you know, I've worked with a lot of different bands and artists in the scene, and this is one of the first times that, you know, I'm kind of in the spotlight myself. So, but I've done all kinds of things from writing, you know, co-writing, writing songs for bands and different projects and things, and then vocal coaching, producing, engineering, things like that.
You already released 3 solo albums, right?
Right. Well, 2 solo albums and an EP, two EPs actually.
So you're born in America,
mm-hmm.
and then you moved to Europe. So what was the decision to do that? I mean, for a musician, America is like the globe land.
Well, I'm kind of you know, a little hopeless romantic girl, and love brought me over to Europe, but music made me stay. So I started working with Sasha Pate and the Heaven's Gate studio guys in Wolfsburg, and just ended up staying.
So then, as we already talked about, you worked with Edguy, Avantasia, with Toby. Mm-hmm. And was this your first step into the hard rock and metal community?
No, not at all, actually. I started when I wrote Aina with the Gate Studio team. And that was back in 2002, 2003.
What's a good album?
Well, thank you. Thank you. So that was actually my first thing that I did. Actually, the very first thing was Sasha Pate's album that he did together with Andre Matos, Virgo. And unfortunately, because of the September 11th, there was a world tour planned and all that for that thing, and it kind of fell through. So it's off the metal map. But that was how I started, and then was asked right after that to do Aina, and then Epica followed, and then the ball was just rolling from there.
Did you ever have some offers to front some of the female metal bands over here?
Yeah, but I'm a solo girl. It was hard enough being married to one person. A band's like being married to 5 or 6, and no thanks. You know, there can never be an Amanda Somerville breakup. So no, I'm gonna stay solo for now. But yeah, I mean, I never say never, but band's just not my thing right now.
So let's talk about the new album. I was very surprised that I heard that Michael committed himself to be part of the project and together with you. So who came up with that idea?
It was originally the idea of Serafino Perugino of Frontier Records, and
he sometimes has crazy ideas like this, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, and that was one of them. And I mean, Michael is in such a luxury position as a musician. I mean, a record label boss is his biggest fan and keeps, you know, contacting him for all these ideas. I mean, that's the coolest thing. And so he had asked Michael if he would actually be interested at all, you know, in general, in doing a duet type album. And then Michael said that he would be all about it. You know, it depends on who would be part of it. And then Serafino got Matt Sinner from Primal Fear involved. And Matt contacted me. So, yeah. That's how it went.
So Matt and of course Magnus, I guess, were the main songwriter of the album. Mm-hmm. Was it hard for you to accept song ideas from the other ones as a songwriter yourself?
No, not at all. Because, you know, like I said, I've been doing so much work, you know, doing guest vocals on things like Avantasia and Camelot and Epica. And it's, as a singer, you get into kind of role. And I can make a song my own. But you know, what sealed the deal for me was after Matt asked me if I would be a part of the project, I asked if there was any room for any creative contribution still to the album, because I'm just as much a songwriter as I am a singer. And so he said, hey, if you got some songs, you know, send them our way. So I got busy working, wrote 4 songs together with Sander Homans, with whom I'd done HDK. We wrote 4 songs specifically for this album, and 3 ended up on the album. So that's what really makes it like my baby for me. You know, I love the songs that Magnus and Matt wrote, and Jimmy, but that's for me like really, you know, personal, my blood, sweat, and tears in there as well.
So did they also write the lyrics, or did you have a chance to participate on that?
No, on their songs, they wrote all their stuff. On my songs, I wrote my stuff. So
what was the feeling for you to work together with all those, let's see, heavy metal icons? I mean, Matt is successful since 25 years with Sinner and Brian Fear. Magnus is a very well-known songwriter, and we don't have to talk about Michael. He's still the heavy metal icon here in Germany, I guess.
Yeah.
So how was the feeling to work with those guys?
It was awesome. You know, I had never met Matt before this project, and he's, you know, he's like the easygoing Schwäbische guy. That's, you know, hey, no problem, let's do it again, and very relaxed. He's a super cool guy, and I love the stuff that he's written and his work. Also, Magnus, very talented guy. Jimmy Kresic as well. And with Michael, it was like, finally, you know, I'd worked with him for years, since Aina, actually, kind of indirectly on different albums and projects, and so I was like, this is an awesome opportunity to finally be featured, you know, side by side, both of our voices together. So I was really excited about that. I mean, it's not for nothing that he's a legend in the scene. So he's basically the Barbra Streisand of German metal.
Sounds good.
So yeah, it was really cool.
So are there any plans to bring that project on stage? I mean, Michael did some live shows.
Yeah, with Unisonic.
The first he did in like 17 years.
Yeah.
And I think now he's ready again to go back to stage.
Yeah, well, we're going on stage together for Avantasia. We're going to be on tour together, in November, December. So that's going to be fun, because last tour he wasn't
Maybe
he
you should
wasn't
open
part
up
of
for Avantasia.
That would be cool, but there's going to be, it's only going to be Avantasia, no opening act, nothing. But yeah, we would both really love to take this on the road. Of course, it really depends on the business side of it, how well the album does, because, you know, we'd like to do it for fun, but everybody else has to pay their rent. So it depends on how well the album sales are.
So do you think there's a chance for a second album?
Same thing. You know, it depends on how this one does, but we would love it. And we would also like to do it a little bit differently this time, both, you know, contributing creatively to the album, maybe recording together in the same studio at the same time. That would be really fun. So, but we'd definitely like to do a follow-up, because this one was great. I'm really proud of it and so excited about it.
So then we hope this album will be very successful and we get another one. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you.
And here's the video for Silence.